How are we looking over there?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
All right. So we will get started with another session of the O2 classroom. Welcome, guys, gals. Today we're gonna go once again. I kind of talked. If you have been following these weekly, if you haven't, we do this every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's the O2 classroom, brought to you by First Class Medical. We're doing this just to kind of help out with purchasing. So if you've seen the ones in the past, we've done a lot about like helping purchasing a portable concentrator, how to do so, the options, the different units, the different types of modes, and all that kind of stuff. We've been pretty product centric as far as talking on these O2 classrooms about more of the products than anything. We kind of want to make this even more on the educational side as well. Everything's always going to be targeted as being educational, even when we do talk about a specific product. But today, being that we were talking a lot about products and how to buy, we want to talk about something a little bit different. I know here in the West we have been, so to kind of I guess started out, we're going to be talking about disaster preparedness. In the West here, I'm in our Colorado location. We have locations in Florida as well. So kind of this conversation, this O2 classroom is going to be relative to here in Colorado and in Florida. But we've been having a lot of fires here recently. This year has been definitely a crazy one. And you don't really think about it, but being on the oxygen, even not on oxygen, you kind of have to be prepared for these things. If you live in the mountains or if you live by the water there in Florida, you have hurricanes. So that being said, we wanted to put together this O2 classroom to be prepared. Definitely for those that are on oxygen. You might be a caretaker or the actual oxygen user yourself. And we want to make sure you know what to do if a disaster happens, how to be prepared for it. So to get started, when there's like a fire, for example, here in Colorado, and you're on oxygen, of course that's going to affect the air quality. So we want to make sure for you that there's a fire in your area, that you're staying indoors, that you're keeping your windows and doors shut. Use an air purifier if you can, because obviously with the smoke and everything out there, one of the biggest things we want to help you prevent is an exacerbation. Obviously, you being on oxygen know what an exacerbation is. That will lead you to have a hospital visit, and that's not something you want to do, and that's not something we want to we want to make sure that you're prepared for it and that you know how to prevent it, because the sad part is most of the exacerbations that do happen can be prevented, and that's kind of what we're trying to help out with. So that being said, to kind of prevent the exacerbation, stay indoors, keep your doors and windows shut, have an air purifier to make sure that obviously you're recirculating the air and you're making it, you're trying to keep it as clean as possible, because being on oxygen, you're going to want as clean as possible oxygen or air that breathe in, so that you can keep your oxygen saturation levels up. If you do go outdoors, have like such a mask like this. I know Lisa, she's great at doing all the research, says make sure you get the one that says NOSH. Lisa, what was that? That was the
National Organization of Safety.
Thank you. So make sure you look for that. That's much needed. Definitely be on oxygen. We want to make sure that you're getting the air and oxygen that you should be getting. Keep your saturations up. And then if you lose power and make sure to go to like a hospital or somewhere that you can find a power police station, fire station. Definitely if you have a portable oxygen concentrator, because then you can make sure that your unit is charged at all times. If you do need to evacuate, so let's kind of get more into detail here, like with not only fires, but we have hurricanes as well in Florida and around the coast. Well, this is kind of the same thing there. Now, as far as the air quality, maybe not so much as bad as fires, but as far as evacuations and such, if you are on oxygen, make sure that you know beforehand to reach maybe an area like for Red Cross, let them know that you are on oxygen. They'll always be able to kind of help you out. Always have multiple routes to go. I mean, this is for everybody, not even on oxygen, that you have multiple routes that are picked up just in case one route gets blocked up, which most likely they all will, but we want to make sure that you are able to get out in the event of an evacuation. Have plans for your pets, and then one thing I kind of want to go over is have a go bag ready. We call it a go bag, but basically having the little tiny things that you may need when trying to evacuate. that being said, I'm not going to go actually into too much detail. You can't really see it here, but Lisa has put together an amazing Be Prepared emergency checklist so that you can kind of go over everything. If you are wanting this, I know a lot of our customers love the checklist that Lisa puts together for so many different things. We have a private Facebook group. I'm not sure if it's been posted in the comments below. Did he? Okay. Yep. So Eden has posted a link in the comment below to our private Facebook group. Make sure to ask to join. We will approve you, of course, since you're on our O2 Classroom Live. And we will have this preparedness checklist in there so that in the case of a fire or a hurricane or anything, you can be prepared and know exactly what you need. Not only does this go over just kind of the stuff that you would need even if you're not on oxygen, but the stuff that you need if you are on oxygen. So I recommend joining that private Facebook group. It's great because we set up this group. Really, what we kind of focus on is being or giving a ton of education for you guys to be able to help you be when you are diagnosed or if you are diagnosed on oxygen, because nobody gets you prepared for that. And it's not something that you thought you were going to ever be put on. So we have an amazing, I guess you can almost call it a support group, where we put content, we put great stuff like that checklist in there. But the thing that I feel like you would get the most value out of is the fact that there's other customers or other oxygen patients like yourself that you can actually talk to. I see patients talking to these oxygen users talking to themselves all the time, to everybody in the group, and it's amazing to see that it's been a really good support group for a lot of those that are in it, and you're able to see that you're not the only one that has that may have COPD or emphysema, that there's others out there that are dealing and learning to cope with it as well. And it really helps to be able to talk to those that understand what you're going through. So make sure to join that private Facebook group. You'll be able to get a lot of value out of it, I promise you. I see a ton of conversations happening that really put a smile on my face, because it's good to see that people are helping others there. That being said, if you are on oxygen, and which most likely you are, or know somebody that is on oxygen if you're on our O2 Classroom, some of the things you're going to want to make sure with your portable oxygen concentrator. I have the G3 here. If you can't see it, I'll bring it here, but some of the G3. So if you're on one of our portable oxygen concentrators, the biggest thing you want to make sure if you're kind of dealing with a disaster in the area is testing your concentrator regularly. I know we've talked about this in the past with storing your concentrator and all that. A lot of our customers will buy the portable concentrators for travel. So during the summertime, so when you're looking at the colder times, they're staying at home, not going out as much. Heck, I don't even like to go out as much. But the issue is, if you're letting your portable oxygen concentrator sit to the side and not using it, you're actually not doing it any good. It's going to harm you more than help. Run it every once in a while, even if you don't plan on using it, to make sure that everything works. Definitely, if you know if the hurricane's coming or if there's a fire, try to run the unit so that you can make sure that at the end of the day, you know it's going to work for you and it's in a working condition so that you can evacuate with ease. That being said, some of the things that you're going to want to make sure is that you have your batteries fully charged. If you know that there's a hurricane coming or anything like that, that you may think that you may need more batteries, give us a call. Make sure you have the extra batteries that you need, because you want to make sure that you are prepared for whatever it is that might be coming your way. That being said, if you have extra batteries, you'll want to make sure you have something like an external battery charger, so you can make sure that if you're at home getting ready to leave, that you can have your battery charger in your unit, extra batteries in the external battery charger. Make sure that you have a DC power supply. That's going to be your cigarette lighter in a car charger that comes with the portable. That is going to be useful because I know, like me and Lisa were just talking Hurricane Harvey just last year in Houston. There was times that you were in a car, what was it? You said 2 days?
Yeah, trying to get out of Houston.
2 days. And with a DC power supply, at least at that point, you'll be able to use the unit, charge the battery, or keep the battery, charge the unit, charge the batteries, or at least keep the battery life going during that drive and while you're in the car, making sure that you're always having oxygen. If the air quality is bad, a lot of these units will have like little gross particle filters. Try to make sure you have extra ones of those, because they are going to get dirty. Definitely in those that may be here in the mountains in Colorado with the way that the air is polluted. Make sure you have extra ones of those. Lisa has talked about or brought up a good point too, having alcohol pads to be able to clean up the unit just in case ash and all that is getting onto the unit. And then once again, you have your AC DC power supply. So the AC I didn't tell you about, but your AC is your wall outlet. If you do evacuate to a police station or anything like that, you're going to want to make sure you have that with you so you can once again keep the unit charging and use the unit at the same time. And a good point that I didn't even think of that Lisa brought up that was kind of crazy is I don't realize this is not being an auction, but I do and have done this for a very long time. And one thing you do want to make sure you have is like your prescription, a copy of your prescription, and is your ID correct? Yeah, and an insurance information ID, because you don't realize that your doctor might be evacuating as well. So if you're going and for some reason wherever you end up evacuating to, you still need oxygen, they're going to need that information. Let's say for some reason you need a backup source. They're going to need that information in order to make sure that you can get the oxygen that you need. So make sure that you do have that with you as well. Once again, if you just are joining us, we are going to put a nice little emergency evacuation checklist for your concentrator and even the other belongings that you need in our private Facebook group. Eden has posted it in the comments below. Make sure to join that private Facebook group because you'll get great stuff like this. But yeah, just some of the stuff you don't really think of, and we want to make sure that you're prepared if something like that does happen, because they are saying that we are looking to have a crazy hurricane season possibly coming up this year. And I know, as like I said before, here in Colorado and in the West, we've been having a ton of forest fires. So make sure you're prepared, have that checklist on you, and make sure to join that Facebook group. I would like to, if there's any questions, Lisa, answer any questions for any of you guys. Make sure to, as Lisa's looking, to always ask questions, because we're trying to make sure to make this like a Q&A as well at the end of talking about each kind of, if it's about preparedness or about a unit, we want to be able to answer any questions you guys may have. So please don't be scared to ask questions.
No, I don't think
No
we have any
questions?
questions.
That's even better because maybe you guys already know. So before I sign off today, I would like to let everybody know if you are interested in a portable oxygen concentrator, and if you are on our newsletter, you'll know that we sent out an email letting everybody know that we do have used Life Choice ActiveOx 4Ls available. I don't have one here in front of me, but it's a great under 5 pound unit. It goes to a setting of 4, and it's one of the best in the industry with battery life, giving you about 8.25 hours of battery life on a single charge. We have them used currently, a few of them used for $1,799. They're barely used, so if you are interested, make sure to give the respiratory specialist here a call. You can reach us at 1-800-520-5726. Once again, that's 1-800-520-5726, or visit our website at www.first, and first is the number 1ST, or you can see it up here, www.firstclassmed.com. I appreciate you guys tuning in to the O2 Classroom Live, brought to you by First Class Medical. We will be back next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Have a great day.